Now to our Trailblazing Women series, introducing you to incredible female leaders breaking barriers for themselves and for future leading women.
Yeah, today's trailblazer is Afsoon Johnston. She's an Iranian-born U.S. immigrant who has overcome tremendous adversity to become the first ever woman to win a world championship wrestling medal for Team USA. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more.
Sue is a wrestler, a 103-pounder from the San Jose area. I got to know, how did you ever get involved?
How I got involved in it is that my dad was a wrestler. He was actually the European champion.
Afsoon Johnston is an American success story, a daughter, wife, mom, and entrepreneur who's living her American dream as a former wrestling champion.
Wrestling teaches you so many life skills.
Born in Iran, Afsoon was the only child of an Iranian pro wrestler who secretly taught his daughter wrestling moves in their living room.
That was pretty forward thinking for an Iranian man in the 70s.
But life in Iran during the Islamic Revolution was dangerous and oppressive.
Right around that same time is when the war started with the neighboring country, Iraq. Having war go on in your country over your head is an experience that I don't think any child should ever experience.
When she was 11, Afsoon and her parents fled to San Jose, California, seeking political asylum.
Coming to America was really difficult. Everything was different. I didn't speak a single word of English. This was in the early 80s. The 1979 hostage crisis was not forgotten. When I would say, "Oh, I'm from Iran," the kids would turn and say, "Oh, you're a terrorist. Get out of our country."
But as an athlete, Afsoon shined.
When it came to kids picking teams, I was always the first one being picked.
She became a stat girl for the all-boys wrestling team until she realized she could beat the boys.
I was watching the wrestlers and thinking, I know this technique. This is what my dad has taught me.
She earned a spot as the first female on the wrestling team.
People from the stands making comments like, "Go home and play with your Barbies." The boys would refuse to wrestle me. They would just forfeit the match.
Undeterred, Afsoon went on to wrestle all 4 years of high school and finished with a winning record. At UC Davis, she became one of the first female NCAA wrestlers, and in 1989 went on to win the first ever Women's World Wrestling medal for the U.S. team.
Being at the World Championships and yet being recognized as a legitimate sport for women, it finally made me feel like I wasn't crazy for loving that sport and thinking that women should do it.
She won again the following year, and instead of trophies, the women who medaled were awarded kitchen appliances.
So there I was on the podium with a frying pan. I didn't know what to think.
What propelled you forward? Because it would have been very easy for you to say, okay, I'm out.
I loved wrestling, and I didn't think just because I was a girl I should stop doing something that I loved. And if I stopped, then that would limit all girls that ever wanted to do this.
Fast forward to today, and girls wrestling is one of the fastest growing high school sports in the country.
This would be part of the actual routine. Why is this?
So the Aerodyne bike, I mean, you're using your entire body. In wrestling,
you really are, yeah.
You use your entire body.
In 2016, only 6 states recognized girls high school wrestling as an official sport. Today, there are 39, with more on the way.
I want you guys to be in a good wrestling stance.
Afsoon gives back to the younger generation of female wrestlers by leading workshops at local high schools.
You ever heard the expression, oh, she wrestles like a girl?
I think it means wrestling like a beast. You see a lot more girls go for blood. I feel like it really brings out like this heart in me that I didn't know I had before I found wrestling.
Is it because of women like Afsoon that you're able to wrestle in the way you are today?
She helped open the world's eyes to what girls can do.
Afsoon retired to start a family just before women's wrestling debuted at the Olympics. But in 2016, she returned to coach the U.S. Women's Olympic wrestling team. Today, she's a voice for women's wrestling, sitting on national boards and coaching and mentoring the next generation.
Yes. There we go. Honestly, it makes me very emotional. When I first started, we weren't even allowed in the wrestling room. This is a wrestling room now with all girls. This is my legacy. This is the future of our sport.
Alexis Christoforous for GMA3.
And our thanks to Alexis for that report. I was thinking about putting you in a headlock, and I decided against it.
She did that before we came out here. Once is enough a morning, okay? Could you just...
I won't, I promise.
Hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.